Yes, Pastor Charles Osazuwa is my name. This is a new program that is coming on air. It's a new product. I want you to call your family members, call your friends to hook on to this station right now. My topic today, why are believers poor? Why are believers poor in spite of God's promise of blessing? Why are Christians poor? I go to church, I'm full of the Holy Ghost, I speak in tongues, I'm not living in sin. Why am I poor? Who is responsible for my poverty? Why am I where I am? He said, you shall be the head and not the tail. Can I ask you a question? Are you really the head in your organization? Are you really the head where you live? Is this mere prophecies or reality in your life? The purpose of strategy on television is to convert prophecies to become tangible, physical, touchable, practical reality in your life. Now we are going to look at very briefly here notable difference between the successful people, the great people, and the very poor. In my little years of work with God, I have discovered that Satan is not powerful. The only thing that is making him excel is the powerful ignorance in the body of Christ. Nigerians have excelled in different fields. Africans, they are doing well. First class Harvard, first class Oxford. They are all black people. So don't allow your background to put you on the ground. Now, the first notable thing I have seen between the very rich and the very poor. Watch this. If you meet any very successful people, ask them. It begins with hunger, thirst, and restlessness. The hunger and the restlessness to succeed is one character feature with all the great people you admire. Welcome back. I'm excited. I'm feeling this glory already in the studio. I'm excited. Now, the first thing I told you about great people is restlessness. They are restless. You can see them. They may not be able to know exactly what it is at the beginning, but you see restlessness in them. That leads you to the second stage, which is search for relevant information. Take note, it's not every information you need. Relevant information. Now, how does poor people think? How does they think? I wrote them down here. But the poor already settled he's not destined to be great. So he's not searching for any information. He's just looking for a job. I want a federal job. I want to work in Shell. I want to work in UBTH, UCH. I just want a job. I just want to survive. All this greatness they are talking about, I don't think I'm destined for it. You see how poor people think? While the very great, they are searching for how to establish a bank. They are making research how to establish a microfinance bank so that they can be helpers to people. How they can establish their own IT firm. How they can establish institutions that will outlive them. But a poor man say, I just need a job. Please take my CV. Give my CV to your uncle. Give this one to your auntie. Give this one to your cousin. You see, everywhere you see them, they have CV. Is anything wrong with that? You can have a job for a while before you enter your calling. But you must know that there's difference between a job and a work. A job is to keep you temporarily. Your work is what you are designed for. You know, Jesus said, for this purpose was the Son of Man manifested, that he may destroy. That is not job, that is work. Now, you need to understand, you can do a job for a while, but don't lose sight of your work. Because your work is what will eventually make you. That is point number 2. Then let's look at number 3. Try to finish the second one. Poor people are salary conscious. We need increment. Solidarity forever. Solidarity, you can know them. They can't, that's what they live for. They want increment. Is anything wrong? It can be a phase. It can be a passage. But don't make it a destination. God bless you. Now the third one here, definite purpose and vision. Great minds are like a pilot. Now, how does the aircraft function? First, you have what they call your flight schedule. You have to register your flight schedule, where you are going and all of that. That's the first stage. Then number 2, destination in mind. That's how the aircraft function. Well-defined destination. No guesswork. Then number 3, time of flight. Depends on location, whether international or local. Then number 4, the next one, the height of the aircraft. Is it 45,000 feet above sea level? Depends. International. Then if it's local, maybe 20,000, 19,000. Depends. The destination determines the height. Take note of this. You are flying now from Lagos to Atlanta. The height is about 45. You are doing local from Lagos to Abuja. The height is about 19, 20, maybe 25,000. Then maybe time of flight is 30 minutes, 40 minutes, as the case may be. Now, one of the things I have seen with very successful people, they are very definite. They have well-defined vision, well-defined purpose. All of them time tag. Now, that is how they think. First, your flight schedule. Number 2, destination. Number 3, what is the time I'm supposed to spend on air? Now, there becomes an emergency. If a flight of 45 minutes is still in the air after 2 hours, there is emergency. Can I tell you something? Some of you, your destinies are already on emergency right now. As I speak, your life, your destiny is on emergency. And you know it. You are 47, you are not married. You are on emergency. Now, it's important to know that life runs in seasons. Between age 1 to first 25 years is a season. From 25 to about 40 is another season. Now from 40 to about 60 is another season. Within these 3 departments of your life, there are certain things that must be achieved. And I know as I speak right now, some of you, your life are an emergency. But can I tell you something? There is hope. To him that is joined to the living, there is hope. It took God 75 years to communicate to Abraham his agenda. At age 75, in Genesis chapter 12, Abraham was still confused. It took God to come and tell him, Abraham, now leave your father and mother. One of the proof of discovery is leaving certain people to connect to certain people. There's always a leaving. You can't hang around the same friends, the same clique and matter. This is very critical. It took 80 years to get Moses to step into his plan and purpose for his life. So, as you are listening to me now, is it late for me? It's not late. You can start even now. Apart from time, even in the aircraft, entertainment, you plan what to serve, depending on whether it's local flight. If it's international flight, it's heavy duty food. If it's local flight, they can give you bread and butter and whatever. So it depends on the distance. Now, how does poor people think? Poor and unsuccessful people are full of guesswork. They wake up not knowing where to go. So a friend can come and interrupt their program. Assumption, mirage. Maybe God will help me. Religious. No definite plan or direction. You can't see what is driving them. You can't see. Job chapter 1 and verse 7. He said, Satan, from whence comest thou? He said, from to and fro the earth. Unsuccessful people have no time. They have no respect, no program. You can just know this person has no plan. I've come across preachers. What did God send you to do? To harvest the word. Harvest the word. Now, as prophets, as pastors, God has given us areas. He says some he gave apostles. You see, some he gave what? Apostles. Some he gave prophets. Some he gave pastors. Some he gave teachers. Some he gave evangelists. Depends. He gave us different gifts. So, your strength is in your area. The expertise of the fish is in the water. The bird does not fast and pray to fly because it's natural calling to fly. He enjoys flying. Why the very rich and successful people are organized. I'm privileged to have met people in my life. The first thing I find out, how much time do we have to have this discussion? They tell me. And it has helped me a lot. Go and check. Certain people are certain level. You see organization. You see the very poor, guess what? They can pick up their bag now and go to Port Harcourt without telling the person in Port Harcourt they are coming. He said, I just arrived Port Harcourt, I want to surprise you. You want to surprise the man you went to visit the Port Harcourt. Do you know what his programs are? Do you know what his programs are? You just pick your bag, you just go to Obalende, you say you are going to see your cousin. That is the life of you see, guesswork. They are always guessing. You know, Paul said, not like him that beated the air. He said, I press forward to the mark. There's always a goal ahead of successful people. Now, the fourth one here is time management. You see, time is money. Successful people have been able to convert time to currency. Time actually is currency in the school of success. Time is currency. Successful people have been able to convert time. Now, do you notice that very unsuccessful people, poor people, spend all the day wasting time? They don't invest time. Whereas the first thing a rich man will do, he has a diary. 9 o'clock, there's a meeting. 11 o'clock, there's a meeting. 12 o'clock, there's a meeting. Some even have these meetings to midnight. On the 16th, I'm in Lagos. On the 18th, I'm in Port Harcourt. On the 22nd, I'm in Lokoja. Then on 26th, I'm in London. You see organization. Time management. Listen to me. How much you manage time determine how much time we give you. Poor people and unsuccessful people don't manage and invest time. That's what it is. They don't, no agenda, no program. They can sit down and watch home video part 1 to 4. They have, nothing is moving them. Can I tell you? You woke up by 9. Somebody has just made millions of dollars as at the time you woke up. Somebody just finished 7 a.m. meeting. Somebody just finished 8 a.m. meeting. You see, I've sat down to look at the church. Too much ignorant people in the church. That's why you see most churches, the few rich people are in trouble because of the very many poor people. Because of the pressure they mount on the church. God did not say you are a beggar. God said you are a lender to nations. You have to understand this. I want you to sit back. I'm going to be back shortly to conclude this series for today. And I believe God that God will bless you by the time you finish listening to me. Welcome back. I'm excited that you are still there. And I know you are thinking as I'm talking. If you're thinking as I'm talking, it's also an indication that you are programmed to be successful. You know, there are some people, what is he saying? No. Listen, if you are not informed, you will be deformed. Information is key. Life without information is like a man traveling without destination. It's like a man going to the airport where you have 3 aircraft parked on ground and don't know the one to board. That is very critical. If you go to Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, that you are traveling to London make no difference. You need a counter. You need to go to the counter that clear people to the country you are going. There are specifics about life. There are certain things that must be done. Now, the 5th thing I have seen about very highly successful people is evaluation. Can I say this at this point? Successful people are not those who have not failed. They are those who keep moving in spite of failure. Successful people have the ability to rise in the midst of failure. They don't mourn failure for too long. Successful people, the Bible said they just will fall 7 times and it will rise. Rejoice not over me, O my enemy. If I fall, I will rise again. So when we are talking about highly successful people, we are not talking about those who have failed many times. There are some things I have done that didn't work. I can tell you I have failed many times. In school, I failed. In ministry, I have failed. In different areas, I have failed. But this is the difference. No matter how much we have failed, we have quick wits. Now, we rise almost immediately and focus on the next agenda. That's the difference. Now, successful people have the ability to do evaluation. In Luke chapter 14 and verse 28, which of you seated down to build a tower without sitting down first to think about it? Now, very highly successful people have the ability to do evaluation. They do evaluation. One thing I like about the prodigal son was the fact that he sat down to think. He said, why should I die here? In my father's house, there are many hired servants who live better than I. He said, I will arise and go back to my father. Notice he didn't pray. Notice there was no fasting. Notice there was no anointing service. Notice there was no altar from the father's house. He only sat down to think. Can I tell you the truth? They don't pray in Germany. They don't pray in China. They don't pray in Europe. But things are happening. You know why? These people understand the power of the mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Guide your heart. The kind of information that comes into your heart determines whether your heart is on the left or is on the right. These Germans, Europeans, Chinese people have developed their minds so much that they are able to do a lot of things, even without prayers. Is prayer wrong? We are programmed to be more effective than Chinese and Germans because we have extra backup, which is God. When principles are in place, then prayers become effective, more effective. This is how it works. Now, evaluation is key. Once in a while, sit down and check your mistakes. Sit down and look at the things you have done. Where did I miss it? It's in the midst of evaluation you make correction. In the midst of evaluation you make amends. In the midst of evaluation you are able to reprogram yourself. Can I tell you this? If you have a proposal and it's rejected, please find out from the organization why your proposal was rejected. Now, you know what you have done? Even though you didn't succeed in that journey, you have added something. You go back and rewrite your proposal. You go for a job interview, find out why you were not taken. So that in your next interview, what was supposed to be a weakness can become strength, can be an advantage. So actually, there is nothing like failure. Failure just simply means opportunity to try again. Failure just means go and develop yourself more and try again. That's what it means. It's an opportunity to gain experience. Now, why successful people do evaluation and find out what they have done right and what they have not done right? Let me tell you what poor people do. They blame game. They blame game. It's my uncle in America that didn't help me. It's my uncle. My brother is a minister. He didn't help me. I have another one in NMPC. He didn't help me. Oh, okay, not my uncle now. My family background. If I was born into a very rich family, I would have done better. Oh, demons. Demons are in trouble. It's the altar in my father's house. How can you, a redeemed child of God, be blaming refuse dump in your village somewhere for your attitude in the city? One ricketing house with ricketing ironwork, with ricketing environment, blaming them for your decision. This is abuse to redemption. Take it or leave it. You are responsible for where you are today. Haven't listened to me. They blame games while highly successful people sit down to evaluate. Well, I would have done it better. I missed it here. Oh, next time I will add this, make more research, think of what to do. Oh, I would have done it like this. Oh, I would have done it like this. But poor people do the blame game. Why are you still not married at 47? I'm still believing God for my life partner at 47. Young lady, you are 42, you are near menopause. Stop looking for who will give you flower. Those things only happen in home video. They are not real. Those things are acting. They are not real. You are 42, 39, 37. You don't even need to fall in love. Just look for a Christian and marry. While you are in the marriage, love will come. Oh, you are laughing, but that is the truth. Because once you get to menopause, you have closed the door for the next generation. Practical truth. You have closed the door for the next generation. So stop doing this your selection. Locate a man who is going somewhere and attach yourself. Two of you will get there. It's not as serious as you think. You're 37, you're 38, you're 39, you're 40. You are still believing what one foolish prophet told you, that there's a mark on your head. Did the prophet ask you if you have character to be married? What is your temperament? Have you worked on yourself? Are you a quick forgiver? Do you have tolerance? Do you know how to manage relationship and convert it to marriage? What do you know about men? Do you know how to manage a man to make him marry you? We are going to get there, because at some point we are going to get into the series. These are fundamental truths about life. What do you know about relationship? How many books have you read about men? How informed are you about the Marriage Institute? While successful people look at where they have made mistakes, work on their character, work on themselves, unsuccessful people are doing the blame game. My uncle is a demon somewhere. I had a dream. Do you know sometimes what you think about is what appears in your dream? I don't work with dream. I work with the word of God. Forever, oh God, your word is settled in heaven. Now, the last thing I have studied about very rich people, great people, successful people are great risk takers. They take risk. They are full of risk. If you think life is not risk, ask Peter what it takes to walk on water. If you think life is not risk, sir, go and ask the disciples of Jesus what made them to turn water into the water pot and serve the governor when they knew it was water. It was clear it was water, but Jesus said, go and give the governor. They knew. All of them it was water. And governor confirmed that it was wine. Can I tell you something? Great people are groundbreakers. They take risk in new areas. They do things nobody has done. Now let me tell you how poor people think. They say things like this. It's better to remain here that we are sure. It's better to have salary because, I don't know where this man is going. It's better to remain here. Look at Numbers chapter 13 and verse 25. They returned from searching the land. 10 people said, true, the prophecy is correct, but we can't possess it because we saw giants. Look at Joshua. Joshua said, have you forgotten who we are? Have you forgotten the Red Sea? Have you forgotten the battles in the Red Sea? Have you forgotten the stages we have gone? These people, they are bred. What of Caleb? He said, let us go at once and possess. The Bible says the 10 people made the congregation to cry. They were weeping. Everybody crying. Why? Because God gave them prophecy to go and possess. They refused to possess. They were scared. The Bible says in Numbers chapter 14 and verse 24, and Caleb had another spirit. There is another spirit that great men possess. They are restless. They are full of risk. They have information. They are tasty. They are hungry. They want to employ white people in the organization. They know. They want to impart their generation. There's restlessness. As I'm closing this teaching, I believe God that this restlessness will come into your spirit. As we are rounding up this section to see you again with another series, I am so certain you can't hear these things and remain like this. Time management. All you have is time. All the people that are wasting your time, calling you at midnight, cut off. All those wrong WhatsApp messages, stop them. All those calls. I just want to call you to tell you that I'm in Ring Road now. It has not added value. Can I tell you, take your phone, start deleting numbers. All those who have not added value to your life within the past 2-3 years, delete their numbers. Block them. You don't need them because they are time wasters. That relationship you are for 5 years that have not resulted to marriage, that resulted to anything, you are just fornicating and living in adultery. Can you quit that relationship? Because you are not qualified to have new until you depart from the old. This is very clear. These are facts about life. Find out those wasting your time. Find out those who are not part of your journey. Who are the lost going with you? Drop them. I believe God that as you take the next risks in God, may God Almighty step in to stabilize you. But before I go, if you have not accepted Jesus into your life, all these principles will be wasted. It's important to note that your true beginning is when you begin with God. You have no beginning until you begin with God. I'd like you to say the following after me. Lord Jesus, I accept you into my life. I believe you came. You died. God raised you on the third day to save my life. I confess you as my Lord and my Savior. Thank you, Father, for saving me. Thank you. God bless you. Until I see you again, same time, same station. My name remains Pastor Charles Osazuwa, your coach on strategy. I know we are going somewhere. God bless you.